Hello, today I'm going to be talking about my research paper. So, I chose type 2 diabetes for my research paper. And I chose type 2 diabetes because my boyfriend's dad has type 2 diabetes and he was diagnosed about 4 years ago. So, that's one of the reasons why I chose to do this topic because I just wanted to learn more about it and that intrigued me to research it. And then a couple other reasons was because it is really common in the United States and around the world. It is more common in the United States, and I think that's because we have easier access to foods that are not good for us compared to other countries. And then, another reason is because a lot of children are getting diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which is scary because, children shouldn't be developing type 2 diabetes at such a young age. And it's just, there's so many foods out there that are really bad for us, and they're cheap compared to the foods that are healthy for us. But that was kind of another reason because it's just so many children are getting diagnosed with this and developing type 2 diabetes. So, what type 2 diabetes is a chronic or long-term disease, which means it just lasts more than 6 months. And type 2 diabetes affects the way your body metabolizes glucose, which is also known as sugar. And this is important to fuel our bodies. So when you have type 2 diabetes, it either resists insulin, the effects of the insulin, or our body doesn't produce enough insulin to maintain normal glucose levels. So that's just an overview of what it is. And then for my sources, how I found my sources was through on Clover, through the library website that our professor recommended, and I just typed in type 2 diabetes, and it popped up with a whole bunch, and I just went to the filtering, to filter my options, and I chose full text and peer-reviewed and English and all of that, and then I had to, scroll through and filter out the ones, that I didn't need, and then the ones that I wanted to keep. And the ones that I wanted to keep, I pressed, the full text button where it showed up all the pages. And then, on one of the sides, it had an option for you to download it to your computer. So I just downloaded it to my computer so that I didn't have to go through all the different websites to get to the one I needed and wanted. And so I just downloaded it, and it shows up right on my desktop, so I don't have to search for it on my computer either. So that was really helpful and useful. And then to actually cite them in my works cited page and in-text citations, I used the website Purdue OWL, and I hit APA style because I felt the APA style was more fitting for my paper because it's about a medical diagnosis instead of using MLA format. So after I clicked APA style, it popped up with citing a book or a website, and I clicked on website, and it shows you exactly how to do it, and it even gives you an example. And the same way with the in-text citations, which is really helpful, and I think it's a great website, and it's really easy to navigate. And that's the website I use for that. So what I found in my research was eating a balanced diet, which I don't even do. So balanced diet is very important at preventing type 2 diabetes. And I know that the main causes of type 2 diabetes are your lifestyle and genetics. So if your parent, grandparent, any of your relatives have type 2 diabetes, then you are at greater risk for developing it because your family member has had it. So if you do have a family member that has been diagnosed with it or is diagnosed with it, you are at greater risk. So you need to, pay attention even more to what you're putting into your body. But, everyone should be eating a balanced diet, consuming plenty of water, not soda or sugary juices. Water is what we need to be drinking. So for the balanced diet, protein is important, fruits and vegetables, and limiting carbohydrates because too many carbs can be bad. And then an interesting thing that I found was about sleep that I did not know. Now, I did know that if you don't get enough sleep, that you're not going to be able to function as well as you would with, the right amount of sleep, because your brain needs that time to, recharge and all of that. So I did know that. But I didn't know that it would put you at greater risk for developing this disease. So if you get too little sleep, which is like 6 hours or less, which I know some people don't get that much sleep, which is an easy fix most of the time. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you need to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and then every night. And then too much sleep is, I think, over 10 hours. I think, that's a lot of sleep time, but some people do sleep that much, and it's not good for you. Like the website said, that it puts you at more risk for developing this disease as well as too much sleep. So that was interesting to me. I did not know that. And I wouldn't expect that, but kind of makes sense, I guess. My conclusions, I guess I can show you my visual aids first. So my visual aids, I've got a couple. So I have this book that shows good visual aids of insulin from my nursing program. So these little 4 pictures, if I can get them, are, it'll focus, are boxes like the outside that the insulin can come in. So there's different ones, and then I don't know if you can see it, but it says U100 right there. What U100 means, there's 100 units. And then there's also a U500, which is not as common. So you don't want to mix those up, which it'll tell you on the box what it is. And then these blue pictures are insulin pumps, and there's like different versions of that, and these can be like administered for up to 24 hours. And then down a little bit, if I can get it, B is an insulin pen with no cap. Yes, it's a pen with no cap on it. And then on C, you can see that there are caps on those, and they actually look like actual ink pens, but they are not. They're insulin pens, and they are pre-filled, so they're ready to use. You just have to take the cap off. So that is handy. And then lastly, I've got in the yellow background. These are insulin syringes. So A is a single dose, and it goes up to 100. Looks like a 10, but it's 100. And then B is a low dose. It goes up to 50 units. C is another low dose. It goes up to 30 units. And then the D, sorry, it's kind of blurry, is a double scale, and it also goes up to 100 units. So those are my visual aids. Okay. So in conclusion, the main things to prevent type 2 diabetes are eating a balanced diet, drinking plenty of water, and exercising at least 3 to 4 times a week, because that is good for our body. We need at least that much, because that's what's good for us. That's what's not required, but that's what is recommended from doctors and nutritionists and all of that. And it doesn't have to be vigorous exercise, just like walking around your block for 30 minutes, or doing at-home exercises like sit-ups and stuff. Nothing like too vigorous that you have to do for that. Also getting enough sleep, but not too much, and making sure that you know how to take, if you do have type 2 diabetes, making sure you know how to take your insulin or medication that is given, and that you communicate with your healthcare providers. Sorry, my dog. But thank you.